Guys, when we ask no fence rider questions, I always get upset when we have a unanimous answer because that means I made the question too easy. Today, not a single unanimous answer, and most of these
good job out of you.
Were pretty even splits. Only 2 were pretty heavy on one side of there. So you guys ready to play a little no fence riders NFL edition?
Let's get it done.
Yeah.
All right, Steve, are you ready? Question number 1.
Yeah.
Will Myles Garrett have more sacks on Sunday than Nick Bosa? Everybody said no. Everybody went with Nick Bosa except, take it, Steve. For myself, y'all
The
just heard
Nugget.
Brian. The right side of the San Francisco offensive line is porous. Trent Williams on the left side, as good as it gets in the NFL. He is a 1 of 1 left tackle right now. The right side, we don't love PFF grades. No one ranks over a 55. If I'm Jim Schwartz, I'm not even putting Myles Garrett on the Trent Williams side of the field. He's attacking from the right side. TJ Watt got 2 sacks. I'm expecting 2.5 from Myles Garrett. I think Myles Garrett, 2.5 sacks on Sunday.
Just like Micah Parsons did.
Well, they kept trying to put him against Trent Williams. I'm saying avoid that matchup.
He was on the right side a number of times. A lot, actually.
Yeah, he was more than less than TJ Watt, more than he normally is.
Much more than he normally is.
This is a game that I look at where the Browns defense knows if we don't show up, it's going to get ugly real fast. And I'm expecting a heroic performance from Myles Garrett. This is a Myles Garrett, put the team on my broad shoulders game. Prove to us, show us why.
Myles Garrett's done his job. He's played great.
I know, but I'm saying this is a game where he can make a legitimate statement, not just to the people in Cleveland who know how good he is, but to the rest of the league. Hey, when you talk about best pass rushers,
plays when your team needs them most.
I am him.
And Sunday, they need him badly.
They're going to need him badly.
I will say this. I am drinking the Kool-Aid on the Browns defense. I think they're going to come out and they're going to play their best game of the season. I think they'll come out and play inspired football. You'll see the best game from Zadarius Smith. I think you'll see.
He doesn't have a sack yet.
He doesn't have a sack today. I think I got him.
Man, their best game of the season, though, G-Bush, their first 3 games, their opponents did nothing.
I think when you watch this game, I'm already putting it down. McCaffrey, you're not
shutting him down.
You're done. Deebo Samuel, not getting no money off. Wow. That's done.
What do you think his final score is going to be? 3-0?
No, I've lowered
2-0.
No, I think it's disrespectful. People got him scoring 30 points. And if you
the Ravens game happened. We saw that.
But guess what? Jim Schwartz had 2 weeks.
That's a fact.
To be in that film room oh no.
And I did not know, Bull, that Jim Schwartz is 8-1 against Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah. Little sneak peek.
That's insane.
Bull, don't get too far into the stats. That is
that's it. That's all I got.
Stats.
Yeah.
I have the deep dive into.
Yeah, I saw some of
the
other stats. I won't get into
it. And we haven't heard very much. We heard all the quarterback stuff. We ain't heard nobody on the defense say nothing.
And you know what's funny about the NFL? How many times are there matchups like this where everybody says this was easy?
Yeah, right.
And it's not.
And it's not.
I mean, that's why the NFL is the greatest league in the world. Look, it might end up being, everybody picked San Francisco against Dallas, and that one was easy. They got that one right. But this one is even easier for the experts. What's the line now?
It was 7 last time I checked.
Started at 3, 3.5, already moved to 7, and it's probably not done.
I remember watching it, and I'm not saying these guys were on the same level, but I remember LeBron James when they played the Pistons, and there was no reason that should even have been in those Pistons games.
Right.
And he scored 25 in a row, and everybody collectively was like, oh, no, he's the best. If Myles Garrett ever wants to be known as the best player in the world right now, he can go out and show out this game, and when you got Nick Bosa and his team rolling in here, he's the best in the world.
Wouldn't it just be the way, though? Like P.J. Walker balls out.
And then I come in
Myles Garrett, 4 sacks. Everybody gets an interception. Even the guys that don't get interceptions.
DPJ takes one to the house.
Because Purdy is due to throw a pick.
The one thing I'll say, though.
He's got to throw one.
The one thing I'll say, though, is you talked about this, I think, yesterday. The Niners offense, they get rid of the ball quickly.
Yeah.
Purdy, I think, is third in terms of shortest time throwing the ball.
What is it, 2.3?
Is Bullion just taking all my 5-pack and McNugget stats you need to know for Sunday?
Well,
but it's 2.4 seconds third in the league.
Yeah. And that's why when I was deciding who's going to
sack.
I think Myles is going to be his normal disruptive self, but you've got one quarterback Well, an offense that's known for quarterbacks just holding the ball forever.
Well, it's third fastest for San Francisco, third slowest.
Well,
and that's why I say Bosa's going to get home more than Myles.
But part of that is, I bet you most of the teams that are slower throwing the ball are the mobile quarterbacks.
Sure, yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Brock Purdy is a statue. He doesn't run at all.
I'm not going to call him a statue. I don't think he's fast, but I think he does a really good job, and Brady did this too, stepping up into the pocket, making one move in the pocket.
No,
that
both
buys
saying
him
like legit mobile. The
He's
teams
not
that
mobile.
lead the NFL.
No.
He doesn't run ever.
He called him a statue. Statues to me are guys that drop back and never move.
Well, who's that?
Believe it or not, they're out there. When you drop back and you're able to feel pressure, slide, step, move, Purdy does that very well.
Very well.
Yeah, I'm just saying he has no ability to run at all.
He's not Deshaun Watson.
No, he's not anything. He's not even Joe Burrow in terms of an ability to run.
No,
he doesn't
run
at all.
He's got a little more wiggle than I think you're giving him credit for.
What he can do is buy a little bit of time with the move in the pocket. He does not want to run the football, nor would I want him running the football.
No, he doesn't run the ball ever.
And I don't want him to, ever. He's too good throwing it. Don't goof it up. Just drop back, buy yourself a little
extra time.
Well,
they don't need him to. They don't need him to either. And he's just not that type of quarterback.
Let's get to the next one. And this was a perfect split, a 4-3, which is what I love to see when we have 7 answers. That means we are right down the fence. The question is, will Donovan Peoples-Jones, Elijah Moore, and Cedric Tillman combined, those three combined, have more receiving yards than Christian McCaffrey on Sunday?
Well, 3 wide receivers now Tillman doesn't play really, but have more receiving yards than a running back.
And this was a 4-3 split.
It's sad that this is even a real question.
We ain't even seen him.
Because what you're asking is, will 3 wide receivers from one team have more receiving yards than a running back from the other team?
That's crazy.
But the fact that this is a legitimate question does 2 things. It speaks to the excellence of Christian McCaffrey as a diverse player. It also speaks to the horrific wide receiver room that the Cleveland Browns are working with right now.
That is horrible.
So to this question, we had 3 yeses and 4 nos, and all 3 of you sitting out there were part of the no category. Tyvis, Jason, and myself thinks the Browns receivers outgained Christian McCaffrey in terms of receiving yards. The 3 of you and my fine gentleman to my right, Earl, all said no.
Well, I answered this with the assumption that Deshaun Watson is not going to play. If I knew Deshaun Watson was going to play, obviously I'd flip. Would you guys all flip?
Well, that's exactly why I did it too.
Right,
if Deshaun Watson's playing, this is not a question.
Yeah.
But he's not in all likelihood.
Right.
We're assuming.
Right.
I shouldn't even say that. We don't know in all likelihood. We don't know anything. We know that he hasn't practiced in 2 weeks.
At this point, it's fair to assume he's not going to play.
That would be a fair assumption.
But it's not a sure
thing. And that's
thing.
where I'm leaning,
Right.
and that's why I went this
because
way. But if he's playing, I believe they can get more receiving
they'll have
yards
more.
than McCaffrey.
But first of all, Cedric Tillman hasn't played really.
So I crossed him off the list.
So to me, it's like Elijah Moore and DPJ. I'm like, they'll probably get 50 yards between them.
You would hope.
If you're lucky with P.J. Walker, and I think McCaffrey, and I think that's best case scenario is 50 yards between them if P.J. Walker's playing.
Yeah.
Because I think P.J. Walker will throw for like 125 yards.
That's my expectation.
When is it okay to just say you were fooled and you were duped on Elijah Moore?
Hey, I was never duped.
No, I wasn't either.
I thought he'd
kept
be
saying,
okay.
Where is this guy I'm hearing about?
I mean, Tyvis said he was the most important player, more important than Cooper. Earl, I think, had him third on his most important Browns list.
You know what they call a batting practice, a power hitter, Bull? They call him a 5 o'clock hitter. Okay?
Yeah.
Because he puts on a show at 5 o'clock.
Right.
But when the game starts, he's nowhere to be seen.
That's right.
I'm wondering if he isn't football's version of a training camp hero. He was making all these great catches. We saw the video. It wasn't just
his
people
training
were telling
camp
us.
Performance was
we
legendary.
saw the video of him beating top-notch cover corners, making unbelievable catches, but somehow, some way, we can't do it in the game.
I'm not ready to give up on him.
I'm not giving up either, but I'm with you asking the question.
I just want to know when. I'm gonna go along with y'all. Like I got shirts to sell. I can't be like killing them too much. I'm gonna go when y'all.
You got a business venture.
I got a business to run. You know what it is.
There you go.
Speaking of this, G. Bush, you're giving away a couple of these
things? Oh, yeah, listen. See, y'all been asking for it. You wanted the Kool-Aid Mafia in Brown's color. And here's what I'm going to do. This is my answer to the terrible towel. You got the Kool-Aid Mafia bandana.
Wow.
And you have those, and we're going to give 5 of those away. You listen to the show today, 3 p.m., we send you those out. We'll give you an opportunity to win 5 of those. I'm going to give out 5 of those. If you just listen to the show, we're ready to go. 3 p.m. to 4 p.m.
By the way, sir. Steve Becker, kudos to Steve, who usually gives us just a pain in the ass on text. But I love you, Steve. I was just looking. But he did say that Brock Purdy did run some in college. He actually had 1,100 yards in 4 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's
not a statue.
He just doesn't run ever.
Here's why. He doesn't need to.
He doesn't need to.
Their offense is 2 steps, get the ball out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it doesn't mean that he can't run.
Yeah.
It means that he hasn't been called on.
Fair enough.
So, and if he had 1,100 yards in college.
Unlike Jay, I can admit when I'm wrong.
Well, the numbers tell you you're wrong. You're factually wrong.
And I admit it.
Well, that's a great
My numbers tell me I'm factually right.
No.
I'm not going to start.
We're not going to go down that way.
Because it's involving the one and only Brock Purdy, the number one.
The Brock. From now on this program, he's known as the Brock.
I will not call. And I like him, but I'm not calling him the Brock.
Smell what the Brock is cooking?
The next question.
Oh, my gosh.
The person who is by himself on this fence is not here right now, so we'll have to answer how we assume Jason would have answered. But will the Browns hold Brock Purdy to a quarterback rating under 100 on Sunday? Keep in mind he has gone over 108 of his 11 games.
Did you ask that question?
And you answered yes.
Oh, shit. You know what? I might have.
did.
All of my answers from here on down might be wrong then because I might have answered them out of order.
You answered them all.
I don't
You
ever
answered all
remember
6,
seeing that as a question.
I'm looking at the text right now. You answered it.
Okay.
Well, Jason was the only one who said he will have a quarterback rating over 100. The rest of us said under 100.
Well,
I'll give you my 2 cents, and then floor's yours. It's going to be crappy weather, and that's has a good defense, crappy weather, bad quarterback.
Yeah, that's a really tough ask. But I still think that, I don't remember seeing that question, so that could have been my bad. All of my answers from here on out might be one question lower. I might have goofed them all up.
I'm expecting this game to be very low scoring.
Are you?
Yeah.
Like under 40? Because I think
I think
according to FanDuel, number one sports fan book, number one fan.
But I love FanDuel
in the world. We love FanDuel. 37.5 right now.
Wow.
I'm leaning towards predicting this game to be under 30 points.
Really?
Yeah.
God, I hope you're right. Look, obviously, the lower scoring it is, the better chance we have.
Sure.
So I'm if we can keep this
I'm with G. I believe in the Browns defense. I think last week was an anomaly, or the Ravens game was an anomaly, and I think they're going to play very well. Now, the Niners will score because they're really good, but they're not going to shut them out. And I just don't see how the Browns are going to do anything on offense without Watson.
I'm with you. Maybe their defense can score a couple of touchdowns.
That's what you got to hope for.
I think here's what I think you do as well. People may think I'm crazy for this. I've been looking at the tape. Hey, man, you need to go ahead and start Kareem Hunt. Go ahead and start him. Go ahead and start him.
Why?
Because I need some between the tackles inside zones.
And use Ford as the third down back?
And Ford is the third down guy.
Interesting.
Because I need to get those hard bruised yards.
What about Pierre Strong?
I like Pierre Strong too. I like to see him a lot too. I like the Browns running in between the tackles. The outside game is not working. It's not. You don't have enough to get it. Run inside behind your strength in the 3 guys up front. And I think it's a game Kareem Hunt could get some of those tough yards in the middle.
By the way, the Broncos apparently going to be having a fire sale here soon. They're moving on from Frank Clark
yesterday.
this week.
Yeah.
And,
Jerry Judy. The coach and quarterback go?
Yeah. Jerry Judy and Cortland Sutton are both guys who Browns should be interested in.
Man.
And also Samaje Perine. He had a great year for the Bengals last year.
By the way, quiet as kept. These receivers, we just talked about it. If you haven't seen that this is regular, the Browns need more receivers. Give me Sutton or Judy.
And get Perine. Get Perine,
What
too.
would the tag be for either of those guys?
Third or fourth rounder?
4s, 5s.
Yeah.
God,
you got to pay Judy. Sutton's a little more financially reasonable because Judy's going to want a contract, but they're both definitely options. And next Tuesday, we have a couple trades that we are going to throw out here, including a few that involve the Denver Broncos. But before we get to any of that, we got to see how this week goes. Who knows? Maybe this is the Elijah Moore breakout game or the Cedric Tillman breakout game. We're going to find out.
They should play Cedric Tillman. Let's see what he's got.
Yes, start him.
Come on.
I'm ready.
Put him out there.
These other guys are doing nothing besides Cooper. Let's go.
You know, one thing we don't see is what happens in practice.
Yeah, I hear you. But can he be any worse than these other guys have been?
I would think not. Some of them have barely registered on the Richter scale.
DPJ is averaging 17.5 yards per game right now, so that's our number 3. All right, next up.
For a second, I thought Mike said 17.5 yards per
reception.
I did too. And I was like, that's good.
I say that too. I was like, that's fantastic.
Oh, wait, he said per game.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he's got 75 yards in 4 games.
And how many catches per game?
DPJ in 4 games this year has 6 catches, so 1.5 catches per game.
6 catches through 4 games.
Puka Nacua has like 900 yards.
He has 6 in every game.
More than 6.
More than 6. And our number 2 has 6 catches through 4. They are the Guardians' outfield.
Well, no, because you got Cooper at least.
We greatly exaggerated the skill level of these receivers. It's looking like one of the worst. Besides Cooper, it's one of the worst receiver rooms in the league.
It might be the worst without Cooper if you take him out.
Well, without Cooper, it's unquestionably
take out the best guy, Mike.
Yeah, but if you take him out, if you take everybody's best receiver out, I would bet the Browns would be 32nd.
Yep.
In receiving yards.
They'd certainly be in the bottom 5 or 6.
The Giants
I don't know.
don't have any receivers.
Giants have 0
I'll
receivers.
take Jalen Hyatt over.
Call up the Giants right now. Tell me what their receiver numbers are. And put ours up on the screen while you tell us.
They're not any good.
You don't want to know, trust me.
Man, they are bad. Danny Dimes got decked, 9 or 10 times against the Seahawks?
11
Now
sacks.
he's Danny dinged.
He got 10. The team got 11.
The Giants' leading receiver is Darius Slayton with 162 yards in 5 games. This is 5 games.
Right. So he's averaged like 30-something yards a game.
Yeah, their second leading receiver is Isaiah Hodgins with 107, and that's it. They have 2
That's more than DPJ is averaging. He's averaging over 20 a game.
I mean, is there really much of a difference there?
Well, 17, 20.
We're arguing over 21 yards or 4 yards per game.
Yeah, we're arguing over which team is all-time worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next fence rider question. This one I had a little fun with. Did not expect the answers I got. Will Kareem Hunt have more rushing yards than Deebo Samuel? A 4-3 split. Earl, Bull, and Jay are on the Kareem Hunt train. G, myself, Jason, and Tyvis.
G's on it now because he just said he should start this game.
Stefanski won't do it. He'll come out of 5 wide. He's not going to do it. You know it's coming. First drive.
He will not come out in 5 wide. He will not come out in 5 wide.
Hey, we didn't play a gentleman's bet. We can bet a case of cola. Jay don't drink cola.
I'll drink whatever you want to bet on this one. He is not coming out in 5 wide.
I guarantee P.J. Walker.
I'm turning the game off if he does.
If P.J. Walker in the first series, no matter what, he will go 5 wide.
Well,
in the
maybe
first
if it's
series.
3rd and 18, and it may well be.
But that's still tough. You got to have it back to block.
They don't run with Sit Deebo as much as they did pre-McCaffrey.
Right, they don't. No question.
And I think 3 of the last 4 games he's had under 10 yards rushing.
Kareem Hunt has had 25 yards in 2 games now, so it's
give me Kareem.
It's who's going to get to 15 first, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
and I'm with G. I like the idea.
I would do it.
Go back to this guy, and he's a hard runner. This is going to be a physical game.
Yes.
I want someone that's going to take the fight to them.
Yes.
And he's had a month to get ready.
Yes, he should be in football.
Do you know, you got to use psychology. You got to listen, Kareem. We know you feel like you a bell cow back. We feel like you still a starter. And look, we going to need you to come out here and do your thing. And you know how hard Kareem Hunt will run?
He's going to play angry.
He always does.
I'd give him 20 carries if he could handle it.
And on the bright side, we talked about this, he's handled the ball like 1,200 times in the NFL. And has lost 4 fumbles.
Yeah.
Listen,
one fumble. I can't remember.
Shake it up.
One fumble.
Shake it up,
One fumble.
Stefanski. Let's see Tillman and Kareem Hunt in the starting lineup. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Let's go. Are you talking to me? Hold on. Are they talking me into some? Hold on.
G. Bush.
Hold on.
Do it.
Whoa.
Do it.
Listen, are they? And this is a medium
Browns
flavor.
34, Niners 3.
Don't you dare do it to me. Bull, you giving me. Listen, I like what you're saying right now. If you give me 3 more comments, I might be able to pull out the red.
But the reality is Harrison Bryant will get more carries than Kareem Hunt.
Right. He'll be doing quarterback sneaks. Green apple.
Question number 5.
We can dream. Let's dream.
Question number 5. Will the Browns and 49ers combine, the two teams combine, for more touchdowns than sacks on Sunday? One of the
Wait, hold on a second, Mike. Can I just – I'm sorry. I want to – 1 second, really quick. Cedric Tillman's probably been playing a lot with P.J. Walker in practice.
Yeah, that's true. They might have chemistry.
So they've
got that JV chemistry.
That's right, exactly.
Well, Tillman also played high school football with DTR, and that didn't seem to help against.
Yeah, you're right.
So.
Don't
kill
my narrative.
Yeah, don't rain on our parade.
Listen, I am riding and campaigning for Cedric Tillman here. All right, will the Browns and 49ers combine for more total touchdowns than sacks on Sunday? One of the 3 out there is hopeful. The other 2 is more on the defensive side. Jay, you and Tyvis think there'll be more touchdowns than sacks. Explain.
Yeah, I think that it's going to be very difficult for us to get Brock Purdy. And on the other hand, I'm very concerned that the Browns could give up a large number of sacks.
But you got more touchdowns than sacks.
I do.
Yeah.
My thinking in doing this was they know what's coming. They're not going to go 5 wide. I would think the game plan is you're never going to get to the top of your drop. You're going to everything's going to be 1, 2, out. Mm-hmm. That's it. You can't expect to drop back against this team and stand there at the back of your drop and look for receivers. That will lead to many, 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 many sacks. So they've had 2 weeks to get ready for this. What does a good coach do? He looks at what the opposition does best. They get to quarterbacks. That's what they do. Mm-hmm. So everything in this game plan, when I see Kevin Stefanski for the first time, and it looks something like this, every play on this sheet better be a 2-second play.
Yep.
And I think they're going to surprise us.
Yeah.
And hopefully in the third quarter we're hearing the announcers saying, we haven't been calling Bosa's name. We haven't been calling the defensive front's names. Yeah. That's my hope.
I only got 2
and a man can dream.
I only have 2 touchdowns in the game.
Yeah, well, you think it's going to go under 30.
So all I need is 3 sacks.
3 sacks.
Yeah.
I really think.
I mean, San Francisco scored 6 against Dallas.
If you're the Cleveland,
I hear you, but it wasn't on the road and in bad weather.
Facts.
And I think the Browns' defense is better than Dallas's defense. I think so.
Yeah. I do too.
I'd have
all around
triple option plays. I'm dead. Like,
does Walker run an RPO package? I haven't seen. I don't know what he does.
I don't know.
I know he can run.
Because if he can run an RPO package,
we're running all kind of.
Maybe that's what you do.
And by the way, I'm running read option, quarterback draw, all. Because if he gets hurt, I really don't care. We can go to DTR. We all hands on deck.
Right. He passes out in the field. Screw him. Keep moving.
Hey, come on,
get him up. Smelling salts.
You know what the fun thing about this is? This game will actually be kind of fun as I twist my head in here and all things moving. We will be watching this game, and it'll be fun because there's no expectations.
Right. You're true. That's absolutely. We expect bad things to happen, so it could be fun.
It'd be a fun. This is the game.
It's not like the Steelers where we expected them to win and they lost.
Yeah, 3 or 4 trick plays. If you want to run a fake punt, hey, listen, this is one of them games where and this is the Mac guy talking here. If you want to go down to Ohio State or Michigan and have a upset, here's what you got to do. You got to return something on special teams, either a block or they fumble a snap, or you block something, or you take a punt to the crib. You got to get multiple sacks and pressure on the quarterback. You got to get some turnovers. You got maybe a pick 6. You
got to slow the game down,
and then take the air out of the football.
Right.
You want them to be on the sideline like, dang.
We can't get the ball. They've had it for 9 minutes.
I'll tell you this, at the end of the game, I know in general, I don't believe in moral victories and losses.
Right.
But at the end of the game, if the Browns play well enough that they lost a close game, and we could say, if Watson had played, the Browns probably would have won that game.
Massive.
You won't feel that bad Monday.
I agree, because you know why? We've been dealing with this loss since Sunday.
Yeah.
Right.
We've been, like normally in the Jets game, we had 0.4 seconds to realize that we were going to lose.
Pivot.
And then it's like hits you like an avalanche.
Yeah.
We've really, all of us have been saying they don't have much of a chance here. So we've kind of already conditioned our minds to being 2 and 3. If they can make it close.
If they play a hard-fought battle, the only way we'll be mad about it is if there was a coaching decision that cost them the game.
Win.
Yeah.
Right.
Or Jed Wills gives up a sack fumble that leads to the game-winning touchdown.
Like
something like that.
Yeah,
do you guys believe this? So I'm with Bull. Moral victories don't really exist. There's very, very rare occurrences where a moral victory exists, but I do believe in like a devastating defeat.
There's levels to losses.
Yes.
That's what I've always said.
And if it turns out to be an ugly loss, then we come in Monday. It's DEFCON like
it is.
Yeah. And for anybody who says that's nonsense, ask the Cowboys how they felt Monday after the 42-10. And look, let's just face it. If we come in here and it's a 42-10. The temperature in this room, there's going to be no air in this studio.
Right.
But if we lose 28-27 on a last-second touchdown by Brock Purdy, then we're going to say we had the best team in the NFL on the ropes. There's a different level to that.
Even better, and I think more likely to keep it close, if they lost like 10-6.
I'm pumped.
Yes.
And the defense just played their butts off.
You're right, because what that means is this defense that we thought was elite just proved it against one of the best
team.
Offenses in the game.
I'm thoroughly excited. If it's 10-6,
can we get Watson back? Because we can go beat Seattle with Watson in that defense.
Absolutely.
That leads us right to our final fence rider question. This is a 4-3 split again, right down the middle. Will either team score a touchdown of at least 45 yards on Sunday? Tyvis, Bull, Jason, and G all said yes, a long touchdown won't be scored. Myself, Earl, and Jay said not a chance.
I believe in this defense. And I know we're not scoring a 45-yard touchdown.
And the 45-yard touchdown that I got is not by the offense. It is by it's either a punt or a fumble return or pick six of some magnitude.
You don't think the offense will produce a 45-yard touchdown?
As good as I think the Browns defense is, as low a score as I think they're going to hold the Niners to, I still think they'll have one long touchdown by McCaffrey in the game.
I just believe in this in both defenses so much. Typically, great defenses don't give up those long ones. We'll see.